Knowing so much, putting it to use, and learning photography can be a great thing if you're up to it. Hard work, trial and error, deleted shots, all is a part of bigger picture. Hey, I'm Marto, a photographer. In this video, we are going through one of the most important practices in photography, a mastery of its own, composition. Explained briefly in last video, I'm here to ensure that you're going to truly learn what it means, with what techniques it can be used and perfected. So, let's get to it. Composition is arrangement of visual elements of the image. How objects look, what kind of texture they have, how colors and shapes flow together. Everything of that matter to the eye of the viewer and photographer. Main 2 points representing greatly composed photograph are a placement of object and visual flow. More practice and learning will ensure your growth in the mastery of composition. Covering first point of composition, leading lines. Leading lines are, as technique name suggested, leading lines, leading attention of the viewer on a line to main focus or subject. Simplified, for example, a fence, shot going into the center of the image, represents a leading line. Since it creates an arrow towards the center, it draws the attention of the viewer into that direction. Street lights, arranged in curved manner, create an arrow too, but this time it's curved. As it goes, leading lines can be straight, diagonal, curved, or converging. For example, creating a visual example, we have a person who we want to take a picture from behind. Placing them on sidewalk further away from us, lit by street lights, which curve to the side of the image, they lead right up to our subject. Leading lines are used to make a sense of movement, depth, and perspective in your shot, adding dynamic energy to it. To the second point, flow of picture. Flow of picture, similar to leading lines, creates a sense of movement in your photograph, leading viewer's eye either horizontally if picture is taken in landscape format, or vertically if it's taken in portrait format. It can be achieved in multiple ways, with aligning leading lines, color or repetition in order, arrangements of elements within the frame in a way that leads attention towards the main focus. Subjects and shapes, for example a line, can be used to work together into one specific direction. Well, here we are. Fourth point, human symmetry. What is human about symmetry? As imperfect we can be, we still regain some symmetry, but not focusing on portraits or anatomy. We are focusing on symmetry, interrupted by imbalance of surroundings, humans, and nature. Okay, so it's a bit of asymmetrical symmetry. While composing a shot, just take a brief moment and observe your shot. Is it maybe too symmetrical or too perfect? We are smart enough to spot when something is a bit off, a bit too perfect. And in that case, don't hesitate and add or change the shot to an extent that the shot remains symmetrical to an extent, but also interrupted by our nature in balance. And on the last point, rule of thirds. Within the image, the main focus is the subject. You can try out rule of thirds, a guideline used in photography as other arts. It's made of dividing image horizontally and vertically, creating a grid of 9 rectangles. With the grid created, the points where lines intersect are main points of interest. The subject should be placed along those lines or onto points of interest. By doing so, you're creating offset of the subject from the center, creating imbalance within the image, creating visual interest and dynamic photo. While photographing, look if your camera has available grid function, but if it doesn't, you can still try to visualize it or arrange it in post-production. From all those choices, I truly suggest visualizing it, even if it's not perfectly on point. Trial and error. If you want, you can rewatch any points or comment a technique I haven't mentioned. I hope you learned something. Maybe it helped you understand composition a bit better. Maybe you learned something new. So, done with learning. It's time to grab the camera and go out into city or nature. Walk around and look for motives. Train, learn and go. My top tip for you. All of the luck with shooting and implementing the skills learned. You got this. Subscribe to the channel for further content about photography and like if you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and again, train, fall, try on daily basis to truly master your purpose.